Alongside physical weakness and old age, there is another important proof of the transitory nature of the life of this world: natural disasters. The world faces a possible danger from outer space. Meteors. Such a catastrophe has happened before. Scientists believe that a meteor strike was responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. A new meteor could strike at any time. Only one question remains: when? That menace, which the world faces the whole time, has been a source of inspiration behind Hollywood films. The film Armageddon portrayed the terrible destruction that small meteors could cause. Deep Impact dealt with a similar theme. The tidal waves set up by a giant meteor falling into the ocean swallow whole cities. These scenarios are more than just fantasy, because our world really is exposed to such dangers all the time. If we imagine the Earth as being the size of an apple, the layer we live on is the skin of that apple. That layer we live on is really very thin and weak. Even a small blow from outside would suffice to tear it. And the dangers are not just in the sky. At the same time, they are right under our feet. Right under that skin we live on is a layer of magma several thousand degrees in temperature. That magma sometimes rises to the surface as a result of volcanic activity. Our world is truly hanging by a thread. Magnificent mountains explode as a result of the volcanic pressure beneath them. There is no way of avoiding such a disaster. The magnificent structures, the splendid cities that people built so proudly will collapse in an instant. An earthquake takes place approximately every 2 minutes. But most of these are very light, and we do not even feel them. Yet if God so wished, there could be tremors so powerful as to affect the whole world, put an end to life on it, and destroy everything. In fact, the Earth is entirely suited to earthquakes, with its fault lines and the gaps in the tectonic layers. People generally imagine that technological advances and the lessons learned from experience can prevent such disasters, whereas all the efforts to avoid them are sometimes in vain. One of the most recent examples of this was the violent earthquake in the Japanese city of Kobe in 1995. The Japanese had built the city with quake-resistant technology, but the shock tore it apart as if it had been made of paper. The Japanese had spent billions of dollars on research into a system that would give prior warning of earthquakes, but were unable to predict this one, which came from an unexpected direction. The buildings they said could stand up to the most powerful earthquake collapsed like paper houses.